Hello, my name is Nick Gross, and I'm going to share with you some tips for people who are just starting guitar, for people who've never touched a guitar before, who only know, it's a very simple song like, or, something like that. So, this exercise is designed to get your fingers used to just playing the guitar. It's pretty simple. I'll demonstrate. You're just gonna do So there's a few techniques that this exercise will teach you. The most important one is just getting the notes to ring out, getting them to sound correct, and having one finger per fret. So this is the first fret. See that bar? The bars are frets. The closer you play to the bar, the better it rings out. If I play over there, it takes a considerable amount of pressure. This is just me pushing it down like a beginner who doesn't really push down, doesn't have the finger strength, it would sound like that. So very lightly, and it's still ringing out right by the bar, because how a guitar works is when you push the string down, it pushes against this bar here. And so the closer you are to that bar, the better it's gonna sound, or the easier it'll be to make ring out correctly. So when you do this exercise, really focus on getting your finger into that just right next to the bar, not on the bar. On the bar sounds like that, but next to it right there. So just right next to it, And the second technique this is gonna teach is picking. So when you pick for this exercise, you're gonna do down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now the third technique that you'll learn from this, maybe not at first, but once you practice it for a little while, is timing. So if I tap my foot here, I have a pretty tall stool here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that, just keeping it in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so this is just kind of the perfect exercise for you. Probably do it 5 minutes a day, longer if you want to progress faster, but 5 minutes at a time guaranteed. 5 minutes at a time, do something else for a little while, come back to it. And you're gonna wanna start slow at first. So simply put, all this exercise is playing next string up, next string up, and it's pretty easy. So this is one that's perfect because you'll never forget how to do it. It's just every note in a row. Now, once you've practiced just one first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret, up a string, first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret. That'll help you be able to move up the strings while you're playing. So then, once you have that kind of down packed, what you're going to want to do, which might be confusing at first, is add the open string, the string without fretting it. So if you just pluck a string, then it'll ring out with the note. The strings are named after the note that rings out. So it's E, A, D, G, B, E, from the lowest pitch to the highest pitched. The highest and lowest pitched strings are both E, so it's from E to E. So this would be, once you have it down a bit, you're going to want to do this. Open, 1, 2, 3. Open string. Open string. Open string. Now, where this gets complicated, but you actually really start to learn something important, is when you count out loud. So don't think of the number of the fret while you're doing this, or it'll get confusing. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's counting the beat. Okay, so if you have like a metronome, you can look one up for free online or download one onto your computer or on your phone. The Ultimate Guitar app I would recommend also, because it has a built-in, there's a tuner and a metronome, so you don't have to spend a bunch of money when you first start playing the guitar. It's all free. Awesome program. It'll show you, there's music for a lot of popular songs, just about any song you can imagine. Only song I couldn't find on there was a song by a Japanese group. It's Polaris by Hitori. But that's literally the only song I couldn't find on there, other than maybe musical scores from video games or movies or something like that. But I digress. When you're counting the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before I was counting the fret, and it's the first through the fourth fret. That can get kind of confusing because we're using the same things, the same four numbers, but when you get to this point, don't think of the fret number because it'll just confuse you. Before, I was saying first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret, because I didn't want you to get it confused with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, when you do this exercise, you're gonna wanna first just work your way up to being able to do it, not at this speed, just slowly and steadily, up to the highest pitched fourth fret here. And then what you want to do is just work your way back down. And so now you can do it that way, and then so another way you can do this, just to kind of change it up, is start here. So doing it when you were descending, this would be ascending up. So when you're descending, you're going from right to left, okay? So once you're kind of comfortable, you can try doing it like this. Descending, or the pattern from descending while you ascend. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can even do it. When you're doing this, there's a few things that are really important that you continue to do: up, down, 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 up. Even when you throw the open note in, down, up, down, up, down, up. So the up would be your open there. And that's gonna kind of get a little tricky because since it's an odd number, or since it's not an even number, it's not gonna be down, up every time. You know, the first pluck could be down or up. You know, on the second time through, once you hit this second string here, you're gonna start on the up. So then it's down, up, down, up, down, up for that open string there. I don't want to get overly complicated here, but there's also a few tips that I would suggest. When you're playing the guitar, you want to be comfortable. I rest my elbow kind of like this, and then keep your wrist. You don't want to crane it down or anything, just move it smoothly and comfortably. When you're fretting the strings, use the point of the tip of your finger. Like see there, the tip, not right under see the fingernail, that's too much. So just about the front of your finger right here is what's gonna be pushing the string down. You don't wanna do it like, because that'll just be harder to be accurate later. And no. So a few other tips I have. When you hold your pick, you're gonna wanna have your thumb straight out and then your pointer finger here. So this is like an extension of the tip of your pointer finger, and the thumb is perpendicular. It's like pretty much a right angle there. The thumb is straight up and the pick is perfectly sideways in proportion. It's like, it should feel like kind of an extension of your pointer finger. So when you're picking, it's like moving your pointer finger there. You know, some people I've seen do it where they're really clawing it up, and that just makes it really hard to do. So you want to grip it lightly, but hard enough that it won't fall out of your hand, and like this. So if you hold it with the tips of your fingers, it should be pointing straight downward like that, or straight outward. I mean, straight across your finger. Some people, this isn't a bad thing, but some people do the pointer finger out closer to the tip of the pick, just past the thumb. That's fine. Just make sure your finger isn't touching the string. As long as you, I use very thick but tiny picks, so you want to have it so there's just a bit sticking out, you know, see that point there sticking out? That's enough to hit the string and far enough from your finger. My last tip is whenever you pick up your guitar, tune it, and that's about it. Keep your guitar clean, tune it all the time. If your strings start to get rusty, I would change them before they snap, just so they don't hit you in the face or something when they snap. Alright, thank you for watching. My name's Nick Gross. Have a nice day.